Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, June 25th, and this is the pre-market analysis with QOL Trading. And I want to talk about a few things first. So, Micron Technology's earnings call yesterday gave us a little support to the market that it needed. Had fantastic earnings and really an incredible stock since the beginning of the year. I think it was at $299 a share, and now I think it was at $12.33. A really remarkable move this year. Anyways, we had some economic data that popped out right now. Before we get in there, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and then down in the description area, you can go to our website, QOLtrading.com, and it will bring you to the front page here. Put your name, your email address in here, and you will get our newsletter that we put out every Sunday. It's all free, and it pretty much goes over the market review of the week, the previous week, and what we're looking at in the market ahead. And then also down below in the link, you can let's get this over here. You can join our Discord community, and you'll click on the link. It'll bring you to this page right here. And there's free access for the channel, as well as upgrading to the live trading desk that we do at 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time every day. And then also new and exciting that's coming up right now, we're going to be offering a charting analysis tool indicator that I've had on the charts and that I've been trading off of for helping direction and helping you make your decisions whether you want to take a trade or not. So, all right, that is enough of the housekeeping stuff. Let's get into things. We will be going over the charting tool later on in this video as well. So, let's go back to the economic data right now. Where are we here? So. And we'll find it shortly. Okay, sorry about that. PCE, month over month, right on the money. GDP was up 2.1%. I think that could give a little spark to the market. We'll take a look at things right there. 3.6 versus 3.5. Unemployment claims 215,000. Versus expected 225,000. So I'm not sure. That kind of washes each other out if I had to take a guess. Durable goods, 1.3% month over month. And orders, 4.5, expected 5%. So down 5%. Let's see. Personal income, 0.7% versus 4%. Personal spending up. So these are all, to me, I think good news is bad news for the market. So I don't know what the market's doing on this. I think the market may be rallying off of this, but we'll take a look. I think there's a couple things that are, I think this, the GDP number right here is outweighing any kind of good news here. So we'll see what happens with the marketplace here. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. Starting out on the VIX, like we have been as of late. VIX had a little pop yesterday, and then in aftermarkets here with Micron Technologies giving a little boost to the marketplace. The VIX is simmering down a little bit. It's getting down to that $17.65 area. Closed this gap up that we had here from, when was that gap up? From Monday. So it's touching that level right. It's touching that level right now. It's hovering above the 50 and the 20-day moving average. I would not be surprised to get a little support there. If you lose that, that'll be fantastic. And then the VIX can move its way down. However, you may get some support here based on levels here. So let's get over, let's do crude oil real quick. Keeps falling, people. We're almost down below the $67.83 a barrel. That's what we want. Good for our pocketbooks. Below the 20-day moving average of $73.77. That's outstanding. We want it to continue to keep falling. So let's get over now. Let's go ES. Right at the top of this regressional trend line that I have here, I would not be surprised if you get a little resistance up here at this 74.98.27 level, and then maybe we'll get some pullback here. It's a pretty tight regressional trend line that I have here, so if the market does pull back, we could be channeling today. 74.57.65 could be a level of pullback support, and then we've got the before that we got the 74.72.25 price level. I would say not a bad level either. And then also, if on the upside, if you get through the 74.98.27, this is going to be a speed zone. You're going to pop up. You could pop up to this 20-day moving average 75.40.56. And then above that, if you can get above the 20-day, then you're going to continue to push to 75.99.50, call it 7,600, and then above that, you can start pushing back towards the all-time highs. If you lose support today, you lose this midline regressional trend line sitting at 74.57.95. I think you come back down here, you're going to test the 50-day moving average again at 74.37.02. And then, it's important that we hold this 74.27.44. You saw we dipped below it yesterday, and then we regained it later on in the afternoon, right? So to me, kind of a liquidity grab down here if I was studying this chart later on. And then hitting all the stops, because people will typically place their stops below a moving average, saying, okay, well, if we lose that moving average, we're going to continue to have more downside. So it goes down, grabs the stops, liquidity grab, and pushes the market back up right now. So we are getting a decent push right now. However, it is pre-market, so be careful with that. 74.98.27 line in the sand. If you get above that, you push to 75.40. Let's get over to the SPY. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button, like this video. Go down to the description area and join our website and our newsletter, and also join our Discord community. Same thing on the SPY. We are above the regressional trend line that I have here on the SPY. By the way, this is a very short channel that I drew here. I would say you could, let me get rid of this gap up here. I don't like that level anymore. I would say right here, line in the sand where we're at right now, 739.89. If you get above that, you can go, you can push into that 743.46 level. It's May 15th's high, and then above that, you've got the 745.69 20-day moving average. Above that, you've got an open point of control, 750.25. If you can get above this 20-day, probably get some resistance here. I mean, if you take a look at things, we are making a lower high and we are making lower lows, right? So big level to get over yesterday's high and hold yesterday's high. I would say 740-ish. If you get over the 740, then you can start pushing higher. On the downside, if you lose 731.75 and this midline regressional trend line, you're going to come down here to this lower end, 724.55, and then you got a 722.59, which is June's low right now. We want to hold that. We don't want to break June's low before the end of the month, right? We want to hold that low. That way, it'll keep things intact, and we can start pushing forward. Maybe in July, have a positive month in July. I know it's been pretty rocky in June here. So let's get over the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, same thing. NASDAQ held the 50. We are above the 50. That's 29,192.95. I know it's quite a bit below that. Trying to pop above the 20-day moving average right now. It's pretty good. 31,000. Call it. We're going to call it 20 at 30,210.66. So still kind of rejecting it a little bit. So if you can get above that, nice little speed zone here. You can push back up into this 30,555.92. We have a pretty big jump here, though. It's pretty extended from yesterday's close after the big sell-off that we had yesterday. However, I talk about these speed zones all the time. If you can get a hold above this 20, then you could speed zone back up into here, right? Because everybody, and this was all selling post-market, right? So not a lot of volume straight down, right? So if this was during regular trading hours, I would put a little more weight on that. But seeing as how it was after hours, this could create a speed zone, right? So these positions right here, that combination of covering longs and taking on new positions, the new positions will be covering, and then probably and could potentially keep pushing this market up into this 30,600 level. On the downside, if we lose this point of control here, by the way, this point of control was hit yesterday at 29,903.23. Hold that level. That will be a decent level. More importantly, though, this level right here, 30,049.75. It's a previous high. So break and retest. Holding that level will be pretty important today. But again, you can see we're starting to reject this 20-day moving average right here. So this is going to be your line in the sand at the open. 30,211.49. Got to get above that. Okay. All right. Let's get into the Qs, and then we'll keep plugging away. Qs is going to be pretty similar to the NASDAQ here. Same thing, right? 20-day, fighting that 20-day right now. If you can break and hold above that when the market opens, you get a nice little speed zone here. You'll probably come back up into the 736.20 level, holding, giving you that maybe a little resistance up there. So on the downside here, 721.34. It's a gap up from the 15th. Got to hold that level. So if you do get some flush in the morning here, 721.34 could give you some support here, right? Little break and retest here. Broke the level, came back, held it. However, this is all post-market, right? So lower volume. However, it's all acting on Micron Technology news, right? Which really gave a little spark to the it threw a life preserver to the market yesterday, because the market was definitely selling off pretty consistently for the last couple of days. Line in the sand here, same thing as the NASDAQ. 727.07 20-day moving average. Need to break and hold above this today in order to keep moving forward. If you are below this, I would not be long. I would be looking for pop and fades into this level. But if you do break through it finally, then you're going to push higher. So that is it for that. Let's go. Let's start with, let's go over SpaceX first. SpaceX, for all you traders right now, I have been looking at this, and I'll go over the option side of things as well. Nice little hold down here on the IPO open at 150. So that's a decent level of support that you have here. You're going to could get some resistance at this 165.52 to 168.35 level. It's a previous low from the 15th. I know this data is still very fresh, and there's not a lot of data out there for this stock right now. But as the days move on, you start to get more data that you can build your levels on, right? So break and retest on a low. You lost this low from 168.35. So if you break up here, you could get some resistance here for some more shorts here. On the downside, 150 is a level, seems to be holding right now. If you lose that level, I think you've got a 144 down here. And then you also have the open from the IPO at 135. So that's the level that you're going to have to watch for SpaceX. As far as SpaceX, if you're trading options, they have weekly options right now. I would start with the 160. So you're kind of right in between here. So you got the 160 and calls and 155 puts. You can see where they closed. They closed in the $2 range premiums, and then the put side closed at a $4 premium. So I would say, based on the close right now, this premium price on the put is going to be a little lower, and then the call will be a little higher, probably maybe in the high twos, maybe low threes, and this will be probably in the mid threes, right, on the put side there. So let's get over to let's go do the mags real quick here. Support levels haven't changed from yesterday. I would watch this. Let's go to NVIDIA right here. Let's make it bigger. Let's go 15. There we go. So decent level holding right here at 200 level. If you push up, you probably get some resistance in this 203.64 if you can get above that. And 205 could be a level that you may get in resistance there. If you lose this 200 level for NVIDIA today, you can come back down here and test yesterday's lows. 195.65. So take a snapshot, put it on your charts. Let's go over Apple now. We will plow through these really quickly here. Apple, same thing here. I don't mind this level right here that it's supporting at the 290.47 level. You can see right here though, this 293 level was rejecting. So this right here, it's important to hold this 290 low. If you lose the 290 low on Apple, I think, let me just go a little further out here. Let me go 4 hours there. So if you lose this 290 low, I don't mind it coming back onto this 283 level, right? Upside here, I would say probably have to get above 293 in order to push into 300 level, but Apple's been selling off pretty significantly right now, so you have to pay attention to that. Here's your line in the sand right now. If you lose 288.07, you could come down here to this 280 level. Okay, that's it for Apple. Let's go over Meta real quick. I think the 4 hour is giving us a better view on Meta. Okay, much better view here. So I've got a 539.79 level. It's an open point of control level from April of last year. And it's very interesting how these levels come into play. I told you when we put the point of controls up there, at some point they come back down and hit. As a matter of fact, I haven't put Meta up on the screen in a long time. This is actually filled. It actually filled on, when did this fill? So this filled March of this year, right? Sold off, came back down, and hit that point of control. But I like that level again for support. If you lose that 539 level, then you got 520 as your next level of support. On the upside, if you can get through this 574 level, then you could push into these highs. 591.94 could be that line right there in the sand here. So let's get over to Google. Google's selling off also. Line in the sand for Google here. This 340 level here. I don't mind this level, actually. It's a pretty decent level. Maybe a better level below that, 331.72. If you lose 331.72, 319.54 is a nice, decent level as well. This is actually a pretty good level here. 319.54 if Google loses that level. In order for to be long again, you got to get above that 363.61 level, right? All right, let's keep moving. Amazon. I don't know if there's much going on with Amazon these days. I know that they had a, I think they just announced some kind of purchase, but you could just see, these are, look at these speed zones we talk about all the time. Big sell off here, and it worked its way back up very quickly. Line in the sand right now, I would say this 230.79 level. It's a 161.8% extension level that I've got on my own Fibonacci levels here. If we lose this 227.51 level, 223.32 is a level that you would have your next level support. In order to be long, you got to get above this 237.38 level. If you get above that level, then you can start pushing back into the 246, 247 level, right? Okay, that's Amazon. Now let's look at the beleaguered Microsoft that's just been getting the absolute crap kicked out of it ever since the beginning of the year. Nothing positive about Microsoft. I'm not sure what's going on with them. I don't know if it was their earnings call, what they talked about their capital expenditures, but I've got a 350 level for support on Microsoft. If we get down there, that's going to be a level that you're going to want to hold. If you lose that level, come down to this 342.21, you want to hold that. If you lose that level, then you start getting into this flush area, which could be pretty nasty. I would say down 321.25 could be first, and then below that, your next the real support would be down here at the 292 level. So anyways, let's get into Tesla now, and then we'll get into the indicator, and then we will be done. So Tesla levels right here, we're holding, we're down on the middle relief here, right, as far as our support levels. This grayed out area, I told you at the beginning of the week, this was our first level of support, so not really a strong one. You get more strength on the middle support, and obviously this is your major league support down at this level here, and between the 345, 337, 345 level, and then also we have this open point control that's sitting down here at 333.97, sitting there from September of last year. I've got a little trend line up here for maybe some resistance this morning, sitting up here 380.60. Also 382.78 was a line in the sand yesterday we were talking about in the trading room. It's a monthly low from November of last year. Got to get above that level in order to keep pushing higher. I would anticipate if you do get above this level, you probably get a little resistance up here at the 386.21 level. You got to regain that level in order to continue to push higher. In order to be confident on Tesla to be long, for the weeks to come, you're going to have to get up here and you're going to have to regain these 400 levels. So I'm not right now for Tesla. You got to use these levels, pop and fades, and then if they drop down to these certain levels for support, look to take your longs with your stops not too far away from those, right? So you can see yesterday this level held beautifully when the markets were trading. I was actually trading off of that level as well. So right now, put these levels on your charts. I know this looks a little noisy for you right now, so let's try to clean this up for you. Maybe this will help here. We'll go clean point of control. All right. So watch this 382.78 level. Got to regain that in order to continue to push higher today. If we get a little pop in the market this morning, I would not be surprised to get some resistance on the downside, of course. 367.71 is your first line of support. It's a May of 2025 level of high, right? So break and retest, could get a nice little bounce at that level if the market flushes a little bit towards Tesla. So anyways, lastly, let's get over to, let's go over this TradingView indicator. Where are you? I know you're around here somewhere. All right. So yesterday, it was very choppy in the morning in the trading room. It was giving us just signal after signal after signal, getting in, getting out. And then finally, not until at about, I would say, maybe about 11:30-ish, finally gave you the signal, and then the market, and then you could have made your decision about breaking that range and taking a short. Try to take that long over here at the beginning of the morning, and I'll make this a little bigger. Try to take the long early in the morning, and broke the range right here. It sold off, and then the charting tool told us that it's getting a little heavy up here based on volume and ATRs and other combinations of the code that I wrote here. So it was chop till about 11 o'clock. And then finally later on in the day, you got some decent push, a decent follow through on the flush here. And then you finally broke the range at about 11:53. And then after 11:53, it never came back up into that level until later on in the day, until the afternoon, and still didn't come back up and touch that level. So I would say that this could probably be a level of resistance today. So you can watch that levels. Anyways, the way you can access this tool is through TradingView. So you can, I believe you can set up a free TradingView account. And then if you do that, I would just need your TradingView user ID in order for you to potentially get access. This is going to be a fee-based script that I'll offer, but that's also along with the trading room as well. But there's more details to come on that. We're still finishing up the beta run on this thing. So, but aside from that, everything is working fantastic with that. Finishing up with Tesla, we're going to start with the June 26 calls, which expire tomorrow. And I'm going to start with the 380 calls. I'm going to kind of split the difference here. Tesla's trading kind of right in mid-range, called 375 right now. So I would say I'm going to start with the 380 calls and the 370 puts. So $5 out of the money on both of those. And what does that mean? Because my 380 calls and Tesla's trading below 380, it's considered out of the money. And my puts at 370, which is below the current market, is considered out of the money for puts. And if you're buying puts, you want the market, you're betting the market's going to go lower, right? So it's considered in the money if the price is already below your strike price on the put side. And it's considered in the money if the price is above your strike price that you're picking for the calls. And as far as your premium price is concerned, they closed at $3.30. Which means if you buy a one lot, it costs you $330 to make that trade, meaning that you're risking $330 on that trade if this premium price went all the way to zero. In all the years I've been trading options, I've never let my options trade expire as worthless. This is a scalping strategy where you're getting in and out of the market. So just because my cost is $330 doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to lose $330, right? If I'm betting the market's going to go down and I buy a one lot at 330 and the market continues to go down, this premium price will rise. It's a very basic concept, and we go over all of that in the trading room from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time every day. So come on in, join. You get a free day trial, and then it's a monthly subscription, and it's 5 days a week, hour and a half per day. Big bang for your buck, people. I've been trading for many years. And I answer all questions that you're asked. And if I don't know, I'm not afraid to tell you that I don't know the answers. But Aside from that, I'd be glad to go over different levels that I don't cover in this pre-market. Just drop me a note. And also, if you join the Discord channel, the free sided Discord channel, there is a levels channel in there where you can leave me a comment and ask me to cover a certain stock that I don't cover, and I'll be glad to go over those levels. However, just be aware I do not cover any penny stocks. Okay, people, that's going to be it for me today. So again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. Don't be afraid to share this video. And then go down in the description and hit all those links and join all the stuff that we have to offer here. If I don't see anybody in the trading room, I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a great, safe trading.